Hello everyone, welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. Gonna hopefully have a slightly less embarrassing Zendikar Rising showing. What is this? 3 mana, 2/2. When you kick spells, loot, ETB, look at 5. Oh, this seems pretty good. I mean, it's a 3 mana 2/2, I guess. Ruin Crab was just like, it's so mean and limited though. I think I don't even have where's my Duskmourn? Not Duskmourn. Okay, I think Chronicler is quite a bit better than Ruin Crab. What about the Florahedron? That's pretty good. Yeah, not as good, it says. Okay. This is fine. The queue times for this are just awful. Nobody but me wants to play this format. I was in queue for like 6 minutes or something before we finally got these 8 people. So I predict I'll play against some of them. This is a real pod draft. Bubble Snare is fine removal. It's not like incredible pack 1, pick 1 stuff. Maybe it's just Balaged Recovery, though. I don't want to play Simic again. Maybe it's actually Vanquish the Weak. But no, I'm already in blue. Let's take a Bubble Snare, right? They're both, like, removal-ish. Sort of conditional removal, where Bubble Snare's condition is if all their creature cares about is attacking and blocking, it's pretty good. Vanquish the Weak's condition is, well, it better be small enough. Malakir Blood Priest was, I guess, not that exciting in the Clerics deck or the Party deck, but definitely better in like Rakdos Party than in Clerics. Is Bubble Snare an uncommon? No, it's a common. This was alright, but nothing great. Umara Wizard is good, although Feed the Swarm. We've seen good black cards for 2 packs. This might be the time to hop on, but I mean, I think a DFC on color that's a decent card is probably something you should take over Feed the Swarm when you don't know black is going to stay open. Like, this isn't incredible or anything, but I don't know. Feed the Swarm is certainly the better first pick, but with 2 blue cards already, I think you go Umara Wizard. And these all so far care about kicker. We could play another bad Simic deck. Ooh, this was pretty good. Specifically for Golgari, of course, with a counters theme. Black is just looking so open. The question is, am I willing to just drop blue completely and try to go black and green? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just take a Vanquish the Weak. This is awful. Cascade Seer is fine. Sky Dancer is good in blue-black rogues, I guess? I think I want it over Cascade Seer. What were the big payoffs for rogues? I mean, it was mill 8 was the payoff, right? There aren't a ton of cards that are like, the more rogues you have, the better this is. There's like, you need at least one other rogue to make this good, like the 2/2 that can gain Death Touch if you have another rogue. The 1/4 that can tap another rogue for Death Touch, stuff like that. Oh, what the hell? I don't think green-white is open. Like, this pack looks pretty green-white, previous packs have not. I'm going to grab the Royal Mage. This pack does sort of look like it's super Naya. It looks like blue-black is the absolute worst place to be, but I'm gonna try. Like, Lefty should really get the message to stay out of blue-black, I guess. Although they probably took Feed the Swarm in an early pack, so they may be a little confused. Sorry. Anyway, but the payoffs for the Rogue deck were a bunch of cards. Like, the Rogues mill your opponent, and there's a bunch of cards that are like, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, this is better. Yeah, like this one, for example. Perfectly fine card. More Naya stuff going by, though. I'm kind of worried. It's like kicker cards. Yeah, we don't have a ton of kicker, but I mean, we don't have none either. What? The first couple packs, it looked like blue-black was so open, and now it's totally not. I guess someone on the right got enough blue-black cards that they finally started taking them, and... I mean, like, you could take a Rabid Bite here. It's a lot better than Negate. The Geopede is also good. I think I'm getting pushed into green. Or white? Like, I don't even know what color I'm dropping and what color I'm picking up. But maybe green-black counters? I'm not going to have much of a party. Yeah, maybe green-black counters is what they're making me play. I think I'll pick up this. Okay, yeah. So far it adds up. Yeah, this is probably not much of anything. I'm gonna grab a Survivor. Finally getting the message and moving on to green, I guess. My early blue cards aren't even amazing, I suppose. Oh, what is this? 2 mana... Oh yeah, this is pretty good. It's got kicker, it's got counters, it's got landfall. It does everything this format does. And I'm not missing out on anything amazing to take this. Like, yeah, there's some good rogues, but it doesn't look like that's the deck I'm supposed to play. What is this? This guy? This was... Eh. Huh. What do I even take here? Another Scale to Heights? Such a bad card. I should be getting some blue in this pack, of course, but I don't think I'll have enough. Could just take spare supplies, I guess. No. Yeah, this is fine. Although, I guess we could take the Sentinel. I mean, no, this is just... It's a 2-mana 2/2 with quite a bit of upside. Okay, now we get a Moss Pit Skeleton. That's nice. Might Marasa would be okay. This Arbor Mage is okay. Well, I should get the blue out of my deck if that's what I think is happening. Just so it'll give me more accurate counts of things here. 8 creatures. We're on pace. I think I can take a Might of Marasa here. Well, I don't know. Just take... This is pretty annoying. Like, it's a way to get through a ton of damage by making them block your 1/1 with everything, and then all the rest of your creatures get in, right? This is pretty meh, but it doesn't really look like I'm playing blue, so... Just grab some green filler, I guess. Oh, who are the people in my draft pod anyway? If I'm going to be playing against them, I'd like to know. Queen City Todd 1007, an arena player, Base Clogger, Pew Pew Karma, Xsevier? I don't know what that means. I don't know what most of those meant, of course. Yeah, I mean, this sucks. Okay. Take our each creature, I guess. Oh, cat is good for the counters thing. Do I have enough removal already? I mean, I have 1 Vanquish the Weak, so no. We have to take a Vanquish here. What is this? It's like a sushi thing. Huh. Right? Isn't that's what this depicts? The kind of head? I don't know. I don't even, like, I'm not a sushi connoisseur by any means. I've seen that depiction of, like, a white triangle with a black thing at the bottom, like, depicted as sushi, but I don't really know what it is. Like, obviously the white part must be rice, right? Sushi, white triangle with black on bottom. Like, is that a thing? Yeah. Triangle sushi. Onigiri rice triangles. It's their onigiri. Which, what does that actually mean? I don't know. Blood price is okay, I guess. It's ingredients: rice, water, salt, seaweed, sesame seeds, some salmon, and a sheet of nori. Well, what's the black part then? Or dark? The rice, salmon in the center, stick the rice around it. Cut the sheet of nori into strips and wrap a strip around one edge of the triangle. Yeah, so it's nori, I guess, which is like seaweed, right? Yeah, okay. So it's not actually black, it's just dark green, I guess. Okay, hope that helped you entertained while you're waiting for packs. Me learning what sushi is. I think I need a spare supplies. This deck kind of sucks and doesn't have any draw. I'm going to need a lot of cards to outvalue them. Zendikon is whatever. I guess I could take Kite Sail? But we're green. We should be able to get in without having to fly, right? Just have bigger creatures than the opponent. This deck blows. Oh, I do have... Okay, so I have a Rabid Bite and 2 Vanquishes. So we're doing okay on removal. Love this. That's a nice way to, like, you know, stay in it in the early game or get some great value late game with or without counter synergies. It's just great to have a 3/3 flying lifelinker. What is this? Coveted Prize? Probably not. A mill thing? No. This sucks. I I mean, my party sucks, right? 3 rogues, 2 warriors, and a wizard. So this is a 5 mana demonic tutor. It's not very good. I guess I'm taking the Skyclave Sentinel then? Three mana DFC, that's a creature. Okay. That's probably better than anything else here. What is Strength of Solidarity? When did I get this? It must have just been the only green card. And oh, no, I think I confused it with Scale the Heights. I thought I was taking a second Scale the Heights. Because there was just nothing else good. Now, these two are real cards. I think I want the Gnarlid Colony. Give all my other stuff trample. It also kicks more cheaply for what that's worth. I guess a Cleric. It has counters on it. Kazandu Stomper has got to be the play. I need like a big creature. Adventure Awaits could find something, but there's nothing in my deck to find at the moment. Okay, another one of these guys. The deck is looking less terrible, although still not good. I think, like, for example, I can cut the Marasa Brute. Although, is it better than Sky Dancer? That's a sad question to have to ask. Subtle Strike is nice. Snarecaster is fine for like blocking their one flyer or whatever, but I also have several big flyers of my own, so I don't really need that. Oh, another skeleton is perfect. Okay, pack 3 is doing me a solid, I think. This is going to be terrible. Choose target creature, put no counters on it is not a very impressive spell. I don't think I want this. We don't really have any mill theme going on. And I'm considering cutting the flyer that mills even. This is fine, I guess, to just grind out a bit better. I'm not excited about it, and I have plenty of 2s, so it's definitely on the list. Well, we have plenty of cards that put counters on. Not that many that care about putting counters on. But I mean, Mospit Skeleton is kind of an unlimited number of 5/5s, which is neat. I don't think I need however many of these I have, but let's put it in for now. More spare supplies, I think, is better than a kite sail. No way I'm running this. Okay, I mean, it's way too low curve for a Golgari deck, but I guess a lot of the stuff can be kicked. to be a competent late game threat, so maybe that's fine. Oh, actually, let's get the land sorted first. My one DFC land, okay. So let's just, for fun, let's imagine that, like, this Gloom Hunter we kick half the time, the Skeleton we kick. Oh, I can't just move one. Okay, I was thinking I could put one in this pile and one in this pile to get a better idea of what my curve might be, but I can't. This card, I mean, it's just a 4-mana 3/4. I don't have any mill. I don't think it's a good idea. The Zendikon is a lot worse when you don't have lands you care about getting back in hand, so I don't want to run them. So my 4-drop slot is pretty much empty. It could be okay. Could be okay. So the Gnarled Colonies care about trample, about counters, which is nice, and so does the Moss Pit Skeleton. What do I have that says kicker? A lot. So this guy is definitely staying in. All these instants and sorceries seem pretty good. 1 Scale to Heights is nice to have. 2 spare supplies might be more than necessary. I mean, Marasa Brute is just a bad creature. And I still have a solid number of creatures here. 17 is plenty. So maybe we're cutting like a spare supplies and a land? 12/12? Well... I don't know. I mean, the kicker costs on some of this stuff. Oh, this gives my counter creatures menace, too. That's nice. Like, this kicks for 5 mana double green, and I have 2 of them. This kicks for 6 mana double black, but this also kicks for 5 mana double black. So I think, on the whole, I'd rather have more black than green. I guess this is also acting as a swamp. Yeah, this makes sense. So cut a forest. I didn't cut a forest somehow. All right. I wonder if Kazandu Stomper is just like bad because I have so many things I can kick for 6 mana and no particular need to like bounce lands to hand. I don't know. It's a better 6-drop than most of the kicked creatures are. This looks good. I'm not sure which of these I'd rather play. I guess I want to play this on too so that I can put a counter on it and have it be a real threat. Yeah, I guess that's another reason this card is good in green-black, is that it's a good store of counters. Black-white, so that should be clerics. So as long as we don't get this up to 4 power, they should have some trouble killing it, right? No, because Vanquish the Weak works on 3 or less. So, okay, black and white can kind of kill anything together. But Vanquish costs 3, so they shouldn't be able to kill it in response to this at least, right? Subtle Strike, I guess? Or does Subtle Strike require 2 targets? What's the wording on the card? 1 or both. Yeah, so they don't need... Oh, nice draw, nice draw. And what, there's a white card, I'm sure, that does damage to target creatures, right? To attacking creatures. Yes, but it doesn't work unless you have creatures in your party. So it costs 1 and hits an attacking or blocking creature for twice the number of creatures in your party. I guess actually I could play out the Nectar Pot first. I don't need this, but I mean, the faster I get to 6 lands, the happier I'll be, right? Oh, I don't have double green anyway. Now, here, they could vanquish the weak on this, which would be disappointing. But I think I still go for it, because if they don't have vanquish, it's gross. I don't know. I think I want to test the waters here by just attacking. And then probably just play this, in which case I shouldn't have played the land yet, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. I want to give them a chance to kill this before I put another counter on it, because I think it's well worth killing if they have vanquish. Okay. Well. I could just hold up my own vanquish here. That seems silly. Let's play the Nectar Pot. Okay, I don't think they have vanquish the weak. So could have done a little bit more damage, or could have gained a little bit more life. Oh, this is annoying. I think I just played the Stomper, right? Since I can't currently get through a 3/4. Do I want to put them extra land? Do I want to put more lands back in my hand just to get extra 1 life gain triggers? I don't think so. I mean, even putting 1 is maybe a little unnecessary. Because, like, what if I draw... Like, what if I play this and want to spend 8 mana next turn, right? That could happen. But I think doing this once is fine. Smite the Monstrous, okay. Yeah, still can't really get through. So, didn't get punished for picking up 1 land, at least. And picking up 2 would have punished me, because I wouldn't be able to play this with Flash. I wish I had that Balaged Recovery that I had, like, pack 1, pick 2. Oh. That's a problem. They gonna attack? Seems kind of greedy, right? I would have thought they would want to be able to double block in case I have a trick of some kind. And I'm at like 32. How much progress are you really making? Yeah. They have so many more cards, and apparently all their spells are super expensive. So they should get me here. I mean, I don't know if I could kick some more expensive stuff, maybe something cool would happen. I'll just keep drawing more lands, I guess. What do I have that deals with these 3/4s? Or there's another Vanquish the Weak. Rabid Bite doesn't work with what I have in hand. Gnarlid Colony would be big enough that it could just attack, right? It would be a 4/4. Yeah. Good thing they only have 2 creatures in their party. That creature's a lot worse than my 3/3. Hagra Constrictor gives Menace? Subtle Strike. Okay, I can start attacking now. It sort of gives away the game, but... Shrink this, pump this, so that it's big enough to last next turn. If they now have the 1 mana... Yeah, there it is. I mean, not much I can do. If they have that, I'm just toast. You can't really play around it in this position. I think I give up here? I probably should have double blocked that. It's silly. Wasn't thinking. Alright, I'll just play my lands, attack with my creatures, and concede. I don't remember what my daily was. So I haven't looked yet, rather. So I'll just do the things, and then go check. Reroll anything that doesn't fit this deck. Well, one of them's gone. Alright. It's all about green spells. Those are my only dailies. So I don't have to warp my play in any other stupid ways. I can just concede when I feel like the game is over if there's no green spells left to cast. I wonder if there was a better tell about practice tactics. Like, were there occasions where they weren't holding up at priority, or Arena wasn't holding priority for them until a creature was declared as an attacker, and then it was? That could have hinted practice tactics to me more directly. But I think if they I just have to assume they don't have it. Because I can't win if they do. Well, we had a good early game. Kind of petered out. This needs a swamp. There are 8 swamps plus a DFC in the deck. I'm on the play. With a swamp, it's a great hand. Without a swamp, it's pretty bad, right? Yeah, I think we need to be a little bit more certain we can carve out than this. This is playable? Like, I at least have a spell I can cast. I'm still waiting for a forest, so I'm not really in a better position, but at least I can do something on 2. I put back a land because I need a forest to cast these anyway. So the 3rd swamp was only helping me cast Vanquish the Weak. There's the forest. Okay. You can't do anything with 2 white mana against this, but it suggests they have practice tactics, right? It wasn't holding up priority, and now it is? I think? Let's run another 1 out, right? Because this is cheaper to kick. Yeah, they definitely have practice tactics. Okay, good to know. Wow. I think I play one of these out. It's tempting to kick it, but I need to hit specifically forest to do so, and I only have 1 green at the moment. Like, I don't know. It could be a while, and a 2/2 seems useful to keep aggroing them down. A 4/3. I can't kill that. Yeah, definitely double green to kick. Where are my moss pit skeletons, by the way? No plays. Okay, this isn't a party creature, so practice tactics doesn't work yet. There's some, like, isn't there some untap trick? No. Huh. 4/4 is kind of a problem. Well, I feel a little bad, like I shouldn't have played out this 2/2 because all it's done is get in 2 damage and it's not contesting their creatures at all. And if I'd waited, it could have been a 4/4, I guess. But I feel like it's reasonable to imagine that it could have done something. This is an elemental boar, not a party creature. I think pushing here is fine. Like, I can trade this with either of their creatures and not be too unhappy. If they have a trick, obviously I am unhappy. Like, there's Might of Marasa or something, maybe? But if they have that, like, it's going to trade for my 4/4 someday anyway. I might as well do it when it's not getting through for trample. See? If I hadn't made this trade now, trading my creature for their instant, I'd be doing it on blocks and they'd be trampling for 1,000. So, feels bad to have my creature killed by a combat trick. It's still a 1-for-1 trade. You know, the board is a nightmare. So it's not like I'm in a good position, but I think I'm in a better position than if I had tried to hold that back and block with it. It does mean they got to use the mana instead of having to spend this turn's mana on the trick. I'm not sure how important that is. Well, currently not looking so hot in the race. But at least I can get in with my lifelinker. They're just hard casting it. No party creatures in their deck at all. Like, yeah, they have a rogue, I guess, but clearly they're a landfall deck, not a party deck. And they're just like, oh, sure, I'll run a 7 mana 7/5. What's the problem? It held up this ability, which is ridiculous. Oh no, they forced Autotapper's hand. Autotapper wouldn't do this. They cast this and then played a land. So Autotapper couldn't help them. Okay. Double chump, I guess, and then lose? Actually, I don't have any green spells. What am I still doing here? No reason to stick around at all. You know, I feel like YouTubers in the 1960s, at least when they had a deck like this, they could shred their film reel, right? They didn't have to upload it. I would love some cathartic way to expunge this experience from the universe. I mean, I'll still publish it. You know, it's whatever, but... This is looking like a great start. Maybe we won't go 0-3. Skyclave Shade is such a nuisance. This is just a 3-1, right? So they obviously don't trade. And, I mean, this is on curve, but it doesn't do anything. And it would be cheaper if I could kick it. I think what we do is we play the Gecko, and then next turn we can kick the Skeleton. Does this cost 7 or 6? It costs 7. Okay. So next turn we can actually kick this because it'll cost only 4. Unless they kill my 2/2, which... Yeah, I guess in red they could do that. That's fine. It still discounts my kicker spells. This, like... Becomes the target, you sack it, and they make 1/1s. But not when it dies. Okay. So if you can arrange for it to die some other way. I could swing with the 3/1 and the 5/5. Double blocking the 5/5 sucks. The 3/1 chump attacking is fine, because then I can replay it as a 5/3. They might be scared of a trick, although I think they have to just block with the 4/4 here. Although, I mean, my trick is face up, right? If I have a land, they know I can replay it as a 5/3. So what's the point of letting me do that? Just to stop 3 damage? Okay, they're not going to. Forest and allied assault. How nice to be able to kick this. So I point them at my nectar pot or my 3/1? I think the nectar pot because it gets in the most damage. Just in case they can stop some of it. Alright, well, I mean, turns out the deck can actually do something. If they had, like, killed my Vine Gecko instead of just banishing it, or what do you call that effect? Pacifying it. I would have been in much worse shape because I couldn't have kicked the skeleton on 4. I mean, I guess that was it. But kicking the skeleton on 4 is pretty important because I didn't have much else to do that turn. Yeah, getting a 5/5 down versus doing nothing is pretty impactful. Two lands, both black. I can't cast any spells, but I'm on the draw. A forest makes the hand great, a swamp makes it playable. I think you have to keep. Alright, 2 can play at that game, I guess. I'm not going to block. It just plays into combat tricks for no reason. I'm happy like trading lifelink things if that's what they want to do. Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, here you go. Really could use that forest. Okay, I'll spend one of my vanquishes here, I guess. Exactly what I needed. Great. I don't think I even play it, because kicking it is sort of in view if I ever get a forest. And holding up mana for tricks is worth something. I don't like just letting the blue-black deck, you know, play lands and not be under life total pressure, but I don't see that I have much choice. Since I can't really develop anything anyway. What's the counterspell in this format? I mean, there's a few. There's Negate, I remember that. You gonna vanquish that? I mean, it doesn't necessarily look like an incredible card in my deck. Gonna bounce it and draw. Oh yes, anti-cognition. Counter unless they pay 2 is like the common counter spell. And there's like a 1-mana counter spell that cares about party size, and Jizwari Disruption, counter unless they pay 1. It's gonna do nothing again. Land go. Makes a lot of sense. They might actually do something though. Would love any land. Forest would be best, because I want to get the skeletons going. It's a 3/2, okay. Okay. So now one possibility would be to replay the Gecko and vanquish this. Because even Subtle Strike, making this a 2/2 and this a 2/1, they still just trade. So Subtle Strike doesn't really win much. Concerted Defense can't stop me as long as I kill this before I play. Concerted Defense is only non-creature spells, right? Yeah. Okay, we might be cooking here. That's just like draw, isn't it? Okay, so it's just 5 mana, draw 3 with no cards, creatures in their party. Go to discards? No, a land. What's the 1 mana blue spell? Bubble Snare. Okay, yeah, that must be it. Okay. That's going to turn out to be a bad idea, I think. It is the skeleton, right? I could kick this. And the skeleton's less mana efficient because it leaves me 1 untapped, but if they ever deal with this, they're just going to have to deal with it again. So I like running that out first. Now, if what they have is another Bubble Snare, that deals with it permanently. Which would be sad. But, I mean, I have other threats. Still, like, I guess more importantly, like, Bubble Snare is only one way they can deal with something. Against Bubble Snare, I'd probably rather play something else. Against anything else they have, I'd rather play the skeleton, I think. So that seems like a good justification to me for playing skeleton first. They're more likely to have something other than Bubble Snare than they are to have specifically a second Bubble Snare. Let's just destroy. I don't care. Oh, destroy both. Okay. I was going to emote them, but I have emotes blocked. And I won't unblock them because you have this garbage over here, which I know makes noise if they're unmuted. Unmuted. Double feed the swarm. Wow. Perfectly happy to draw that again. Just a 5 mana 5/5 to keep eating away at their removal. Like, I want to land eventually to kick this, but wouldn't it be even better to kick it once this is already in the graveyard again? Feed the Swarm is great at dealing with stuff that has counters on it, right? Because it only cares about mana value. I paid 5 for this, but Feed the Swarm kills it for just 2 life. Rabid Bite can't kill your own creatures for what it's worth, in case for some reason like this got bubble snared and I wanted to kill it. Did they kick that? They did, right? Okay. Wow, that's an interesting approach. Ah. They cast that to get the skeleton off the top of my deck, I guess. And they didn't have much else to do, so they figured, hey, might as well kick it. I forgot this was going to trigger. I didn't notice it in my graveyard. Okay, that seems like a good play for the turn then. Because who knows when I'll hit a land again. Put that on top, please. Okay, I think we might be bullying them enough. With just like unlimited large creatures. They're trying to play control, but hopefully we're just exhausting their resources at no particular cost to myself. I don't really care to bite that, I don't think. Oh, I should have, because it would be lethal if I also used Subtle Strike. But that's fine. Unless they mill me out, I don't see them coming back here. But I don't know. I mean, all I'm doing is just playing big dumb idiots, right? If they have something that I can't get through, I don't know, I can play a flying idiot. I guess I have a lot of options. Relic Golem. Okay, that is a big dumb idiot, I guess. It certainly works. So we could go for lethal here with Subtle Strike and Rabid Bite. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Like, just attacking and subtle striking. Maybe what I want to do is attack, subtle strike, and then if they have something else, I can finish it off with a creature and Rabid Bite. Okay. kind of annoying. They can't have unlimited ways to protect this 6/6, and I have unlimited ways to threaten it, sort of. I could just play the flyer, but I don't think that is really the route to victory. Okay. 7 mana. So if I want 2 to counter the most common counterspell, and also 2 to Rabid Bite, I can only spend 3 to play a creature here. The skeleton is a threat. I mean, I don't know. They could have like Subtle Strike though, and that deals with playing. Okay, maybe I just play into Anti-Cognition. Oh, Anti-Cognition is like yeah, I have enough cards in my graveyard that it's just an unconditional counter, actually. So I don't have to worry about having 2 left. Yeah, I can keep drawing the skeleton all day, though. Okay. Got rid of the Relic Golem. But, I mean, maybe Mill is going to be something? They're going to have trouble attacking with this, I imagine. Like, unless this last card is something that stops the 5/5 from killing them, they can't attack. Oh no, the 5/5 just doesn't kill them. That's true. I might just play like all these creatures unkicked next turn to get more threats. Because this is now sort of a problem. I don't know, I can kick my flyer and then I have a blocker for it? Obviously they could remove the flyer, but if they do that, they're not removing the 5/5, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, interesting game. I'm low enough on cards that Mill is a real possibility. But I still feel like I'm ahead. Still, I mean, if they have 10 mana, if they hit like a draw spell, more control tools are certainly in their deck somewhere. Let's get this down so I have Menace or Trample. Okay, I feel a lot better now. Only 2 forests in all these cards I've drawn. I can't really say how many cards I've drawn because I don't know how much I milled, but I've only milled 2 forests, so that's 4. I'm running 8. There are 4 forests left in this deck. Is that right? Yeah, 5 lands, 4 swamps, and a forest, my deck tracker says. Only 3 spells, but I have more spells than I could ever need. No, don't kill the 1/1. What if I can reanimate it? Well, there's already plenty of stuff to reanimate, I guess. Mandatory chumps. Seven cards. What was the card they play? Like, how many cards is that one mill? I don't think it's 8. Like, if they kick it, it's half your library. But what if they don't kick it? Surely it's not 8. It might be, though. It is a lot. Yeah, if they had another Maddening Cacophony, I was just dead. So, I think I bet they have two. It's not a card that most decks want to pick up, so if any get opened, you're going to get them. So I think the game was in question right up until the end. How many times did I draw that night? 4 or 5? So, you know, I was also 3 or 4 cards further away from being milled than I otherwise might have been because of just putting the Dread Knight on top over and over. And if I'd been a little bit deeper, they could have swung with the Rogue and milled me twice and killed me. So, yeah, I mean, Moss Pit Dread Knight or whatever it's called. I've forgotten already. I'm sorry. Is it Moss Pit Dread Knight? Moss Pit Skeleton. They buffed this for alchemy, huh? It enters with... No, wait. Yes. The alchemy version is it just goes into your hand instead of on top of your deck. This isn't great, but I have a 2-mana 2/2 and a Subtle Strike. Kind of got to keep a hand like that. I could just Subtle Strike that down, but I'd rather wait until Subtle Strike is doing more than one thing, ideally. Blue-white. Usually more of a controlling deck than this. I guess I attack here? Planning to play my 2/3 flyer? If I get lucky and they block here, Subtle Strike is a master stroke. If they block here, I think I just let the trade happen. If they let it in, this is fine-ish. Maybe shouldn't have played the land so I could play land Nectarpod if I wanted, but that's a dumb play. Don't do that. Oh, that's playing right into Subtle Strike. Wow, that's good. We want to play this for 5. So it's one of these two this turn. I can play this on 6 and this on 7, so if I hit enough lands, this is actually like a good part of my curve later, whereas this kind of never fits in. So although it's less mana efficient in the short term, I think it is still the right play. And we attack here because I don't really fancy blocking. I guess they could have Zulaport Duelist. but I don't think they do. And I don't mind the trade, of course. It would be a little bit better if I had this kicked on the field to give trample, but next turn this attack might not be available because they'll play another creature. So I think we just offer the trade. They don't want it. Okay. I have 2 mana up, so it sort of makes sense. Once bitten, twice shy in terms of subtle strike, I guess. Although, no, I didn't have black up. I tapped badly. Ooh. That's a scary one. They just need one more creature in their party. So they don't really want to block here. I guess they're going to play Cleric now. That's why they... Oh, okay. I feel like they have what it takes to make a full party, and that explains why they're so reluctant to block. Do I swing with the 1/3? I don't think so. I'm going to have a big enough blocker to block these anyway. It's just a question of what if they remove my blocker and swing in? Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. All of their creatures, if they have a full party, draw a card. Wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely hang back with this. There's the rogue. No, they already had a rogue. What? Oh, right. This can't be blocked if you had anything enter. It doesn't... Okay, it's not... It can't be blocked if you have a full party. Vanquish and Swamp, I think. Yeah, well, that's what Vanquish is for. I guess. I mean, this is scary too, but... So, pay 2 and kick the knight? It seems like that's sort of missing the point of how the game is going to end. How much is this to activate? It's only 2 mana. So they could do it once in response to Vanquish, but not twice unless I let them untap. I think I attack with the 4/5 and the 3/3, present a real like lethal threat in case I have a trick. So they kind of have to block here. I don't actually have a trick. Okay. So I have access to 7 mana. Could just play this. It's a 4/5 flyer. Could play a Stomper. But I think what I need is more blockers slash this to be dead. So I'm actually going to just run out a 2/2, I think, and vanquish that. Which means I have enough mana to crack spare supplies, right? Yeah. Oh, wrong order. I probably should have killed this first, because this does threaten to kill me. Actually, I suppose, as long as they don't draw another island, I can kill this in response to the first pump. And then the second pump won't be enough to save it. That's pretty greedy. On the other hand, if what they have is a counterspell, I want them to spend next turn's mana on it. I think that's worth a wait. Okay, end turn. Holding up double blue because this is a full party? It's not, though. Oh, okay. I don't think I had anything like lethal on board. Huh. Alright, I might be getting this one back out of the shredder. Trying to tape it back together and see if it'll run. The first two games were just so miserable. I guess, you know, we're kind of mid-rangey, and so we have a good matchup against control with our unlimited supply of threats. But we're not so good against other mid-range or aggro who just, like, out-tempo us, maybe? I don't remember what the first two games were, though. Like, didn't one of them go pretty long and my opponent just had huge threats and that was the problem? Or, like, they just had too much stuff? Let's see. What does 17 lands say? Details. 11 turns, 9 turns. Neither of those are super long for the format. Yikes. On the play? This needs a lot of help. Obviously, one forest is enough help all by itself. Because I get scale to heights, but I mean, how good is just a 2/2, a 1/1 lifelink flyer and nothing else? Definitely not going to win the game with that. But I mean, if I mulligan, am I hitting something better? Yeah, probably. Nope. Well, at least a 2/3 is better at surviving. Although, you know, it doesn't have lifelink, I guess, so maybe not. Also, there are a lot of 2-mana spells in my deck I could hit. This turns into a 2... Yeah, okay. There's one. There's, like, the best one. So this is a 2/3. Which I can't block now, but... Oh, there's not even an off chance. It's wild. I think you should attack first and see if I'm willing to just chump it off. But obviously I wouldn't, so I guess fair enough. So I guess this is better than Surveil 2, Draw 2, which I briefly thought is all that it was. Well, I'm not just running this out as a 2/2. So I guess it doesn't matter what color I tap. Actually, what do I have that costs 1 mana? Nothing. Okay. I should have put a stop in, I guess. So the arena didn't betray me by auto-passing. Oh, this is pretty good Naya life. No, not life. Landfall stuff. They're going to play a land here, and it's going to be heinous. I won't be able to block anything. Oh, they're digging for a land, maybe. Okay. We got a break. I guess here I could have cracked Spare Supplies, hoping to hit a land and get to do both things. I'm not sure if that amount of greed is warranted or not. It might be. Nectar Pot, Crack Supplies is probably better than Blood Price. This isn't only as a sorcery, so I can threaten to trick. This is 3 mana to re-equip. I guess they... Did they skip a turn with 3 mana when they could have re-equipped this? They did, right? No, they played the troll. Double block here is maybe not completely insane, but probably wrong. They have something. Well, no, they could just have this, I guess. These creatures suck. Okay, no tricks. That's good news. I love thinning out the board, and I'm glad they killed the flyer. Blood price for lands. Land and Vanquish, I think. Over the flyer. I have plenty of creatures. I need a way to kill their creatures. Okay, they finally found a 4th land. That attack seems sort of silly. I'm obviously blocking it, right? But sure, give me a chance to make a mistake, I guess. It's not like you're blocking with this, so fair enough. Play a 4/4 for 5? It looks like it does pretty well on board, but... This is a 2/2. I also really like the idea of killing something when they try to equip the axe to it. The problem is, like, this creature could be huge. So huge. Yeah, I think I just need to get some stuff on the board. Oh. That is a pretty good draw, isn't it? Okay, fine. I didn't think of that. A 5/5 does pretty well at dealing with this board right now. Oh boy, here comes a land. No. Well, is this what they just drew? I think they would have played it last turn over Baloth. Nope, I guess not. Alright, well this is my last chance to kill the Felidar before it gets out of control. So I think I have to do that. I can double block and they just kill the 4/4? Which I think is okay. I don't think they're going to have a way to pump this in response, so I could wait, right? Like wait until the landfall starts. I'm hoping they like put the axe on it and then play a land, and then I could really get them. But that's, you know, obviously pretty optimistic, but I think it should be okay. I guess they could play Rabid Bite or something too. That would be nice. That one, that's fine. That's fine. I guess there are some like instant speed land cycling tricks that maybe I could have gotten punished by. Now we have to do this. Sure, I'm happy to chump this off. Save 5 is about as good as a 1/1's ever going to do. And I don't mind if the skeleton gets combat tricked, right? I can just play it over and over. Oh, this is an instant. You didn't have to... You didn't have to tell me this was coming. What is this? Huh. Oh, really? I'm okay killing that. I mean, I could also... I could double block something, but I don't think I should give them a land. I'm just going to chump and take 6. Like, they're not going to be able to pump this every turn. And even if they do, like, the skeleton still trades for it. I'm happy to just keep playing the skeleton every turn until they show that they can deal with it. Oh, but I can't do that because yeah, right, of course. But I can kick this. And it's a 4/4, which is good enough for a double block. And gets the skeleton on top again. Or... this would be good enough. Actually, I could also just play a 6/5, I suppose. But I want to play this, I think. Let's threaten a green trick, I guess. I don't even know what the green trick is, but there must be something. The green trick is put a 1/1 counter on a creature. Okay, and they're just playing a 4/4. Great. All right. Now we are cooking. I think I will actually pick up a swamp here because I have Reclaim the Waste, or Scale the Heights, let me play 2 lands in a turn anyway. Now I'll threaten a black trick because I tapped wrong. And this lets me replay 1 land, right? Or gain 1 life. And I guess if I happen to get the... I should have made the attack first, actually. If I happen to get the thing that can be replayed from graveyard, having a land is also good for that reason. That's white. Oh yeah, we saw the field art. It was just so long ago I forgot. And the Jerboa. They could have a trick, but this isn't horrible. Okay, that threatens to be fairly big. Can I just, like, smash here? Kick the skeleton? Have a 5/5 and a 2/4 back to block this 6/6. Seems okay. I'd like to threaten to kill them. It's a little greedy. I could play a little slower, holding back the 5/5. But this threatens lethal very soon, and they can't even double block profitably. They do have a potential 6/6 trampler, though. I think this is alright. I'm at 12. More if I were willing to scale the heights, but I'm not. Like, yes, if I hit a land, then I could scale the heights for free this turn. Because it would let me play the land. But, okay. Scale the heights is also a useful thing to bring back the Dread Knights, or the Moss Pit. I've already forgotten their name. Moss Pit Skeleton? It's just a skeleton, yeah. Okay, 4/2, 4/2. Well above an average deck, apparently, despite the initial flop. What deck am I scared of? That's an interesting question. Red-Black Party probably out-tempos me. Gruul Landfall absolutely could. I could stabilize eventually, as I did here, but I might not get that kind of time. Clerics? Maybe. This looks great. Vine Gecko, Vanquish, Colony. Looks like a reasonable curve. On the draw, or on the play, how could I lose? Obviously, there are a great many ways I could lose. This is false bravado. Is bravado necessarily false, actually? What does bravado mean? Blustering, swaggering conduct, a pretense of bravery, quality or state of being foolhardy. Okay, so it sounds like bravado necessarily means false bravado in a way. Okay, blue control. Or, I mean, you could just squeeze this into any blue deck, I guess. Simic. Please, just let me cast my spell. That's all I ask. Great. I mean, it resolving would... Oh, wait. Yeah, this... No, I can't. This costs too much. What am I thinking? I was thinking that this discount would make it castable, but it's not from 4 to 3. It's from 5 to 4. I mean... This is not the greatest Vanquish the Weak target the world has ever seen, I guess. I think I just pass holding up Skydancer. I don't want to Rabid Bite a crummy little 2/1, nor do I want to Vanquish it. Nor trade. But if they like play a Rabid Bite, I'm happy to vanquish in response. Is one reason why holding up a creature is useful. If this gets countered, I'm perfectly happy. It does not. Another one. Okay. Well, even if this... Hang on, what does this say? When you cast a kick spell. So even if this gets countered, I do get a counter on my 2/2. Duelist does not really work. I guess it does. You could double block after playing Duelist, and I could only kill the 2/1. Might of Marasa. Okay, sure. Maybe yeah, you know what? Maybe, well, maybe it was too brave to attack with this, but I don't actually have any other kicked spells coming up, so maybe it was a fine play? Oof. That is a hell of a card. We just need to outpace this. Which removal spell do I use on the 2/2, I wonder? I have to do it pre-combat, whatever, or pre-blocks anyway, so they don't just get a free block of the 2/1. Oh, I should... Oh, shoot. I was supposed to hang on to that. Like, if they have anything with... There's always going to be a target for both of them because they're just going to keep making 2/2s. Which one of these could could do something even better? I guess it's Rabid, but oh no, because Vanquish the Weak is instant speed. I could use it in response to a fight spell or something like that. In fact, maybe I'm not playing the Nectar Pot actually. No, it's such a good blocker. I should have played it before playing the land, obviously. I guess Vanquish the Weak, one argument against holding it in hand is that I only have one swamp. So if I draw another black spell, this could be awkward. Could be a reason to have spent Vanquish the Weak instead of Rabid Bite. Although actually, No, I was thinking if I Vanquished the Weak, I wouldn't have been able to also get the Nectar Pot life gain, but that's not true. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the Roost is completely taking over here. Well, there you go. Another black spell. I guess I want another swamp to cast this, ideally, because it would be a 5/3 then. But oh, here he comes! Here he comes! Go pick up Might of Marasa. Bullshit. Well, okay, I guess this is the play then. No attacks. I can't block anything because of Might of Marasa, and I can't attack because of Might of Marasa. Without Roost of Drakes, my opponent would be a skeleton, but instead it's me. I can't deal with this. There's no way for me to win this game, I don't think. I don't even get my unlimited source of 5/5s. Yeah, may as well make this trade now, or else force them to play an unkicked might. Which they definitely won't do. I mean, they haven't, but it was clear they would never do it. Because a kicked might is... An unkicked might gives them a 2/2 back, right? In a way. A kicked might gives them a 2/2 and also something +5/+5 and trample. Attack with the 1/3? I guess that's alright. Might be a little scary to block, and I don't care if this gets Might of Marasad. They should, I think, block with the 2/2, but there might be a reason they wouldn't. Let's just consider a combat trick here. Okay, no trick. I've decided to instead cast my 4/5. Please let me out of this hell. I mean, maybe Hagra Constrictor to give Menace could be something. Maybe that's a way I could win. Make them trade their Drakes 2 for 1. But with Might of Marasa, I mean, it's just... there's just nothing I can ever do, man. If I could destroy an enchantment, I think by now I'm too far behind, but like, I could have done it earlier maybe. Yeah, I mean, my bluff attack with the 1/3 did actually cost me 2 life, because they got to attack with their 2/1. Because they bounced my 4/5, so, okay. But, I don't know. I feel like my only way of winning this game is some sort of subterfuge where every life they have matters, so I think it was an okay bluff. Even though in the end it cost me 2 life. Kicking that doesn't do anything, does it? Oh, yes, it lets you in with... Okay, of course. I forgot. I thought this was Summoning Sick or something. I don't know. This turn I should have attacked, because then I wouldn't have to lose this guy. No, they would just double blocked with 2 2/2s. Alright, play a green spell, and then finish losing the game, I guess. Yeah, they just have lethal in this guy with Might of Marasa and me being empty-handed. Are you crazy? I don't know. Maybe this is also a lethal line. I don't know. But it seems like there was a very easy lethal line of, like, let this in, swing for 6 in the sky, give a creature +5/+5, right? I take 11 without having to do any complicated math. But, I mean, this is 12, so that's a different math you could do to get there. Maybe they just did this math first and concluded they had a lethal. Didn't need to find another. All right, well, I mean, 4 and 3 I'm feeling less miserable about my skills than I was after going 1-3 and then 0-2. The draft was rough. Having to switch off a blue to green meant that I wasted a number of picks, but not that many if you look at it, right? Like there's only 4 blue cards here. So there's a couple of improvements the deck could have had, like Balaged Recovery or something, but the deck had plenty of value. It didn't really need that, I don't think. Okay, well, found the open lane eventually. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.